out from camp. We're not the last ones out today. It's about 8:30 in the morning and it's warm. Well, it's warm in comparison. We're wearing shorts and t-shirts. It's 49 degrees. I think we're getting used to cold weather. It doesn't feel cold at all. But we have a half-mile walk just to get back to the trail from this shelter. Of course, it's all uphill, right? You can see it's pretty steep. Here's the privy. We're back on the Appalachian Trail, half-mile walk from camp, and right after we got on the trail, this is the view. Well, good morning to us. Look, somebody has a little home in there. It's been used recently. This forest is really magical. It's just very different from what we have in South Carolina. It's more like Washington, Oregon, Alaska, some of those places I've hiked. Still going up. This is one of the prettiest parts of the Smokies, though. It is just beautiful. I think we're near the top of the mountain. Maybe we're going to start going down now. I think this is it. Yep, we're going down. Nope, we're not going down yet. Still going up. Still some ice on the trail. This is the shelter we are having lunch at. I think we're about 5 to, well, probably 6 miles in since we had to do the extra half mile at the beginning. Or maybe a little more than 6. We're about 6,000 feet. I think we're going to be up to, at 6,200 feet. We are doing 13 miles today to get to the next shelter. In the Smokies, the rules are a little different. You can't just camp anywhere. You have to camp at a shelter. And the way the shelters were spaced today, it was either do 5 miles to the last shelter where we had lunch, which is a super short day, or do 13 to get to the next shelter. Nothing in between, or 20 to get to the next shelter. So we are doing 13 today. Once we get out of the shelter, the Smokies, we can go back to camping, you know, in the forest somewhere, in between shelters, wherever we want to. Most of the time, there's a few places you can't do that. But that'll be nice, because then we can go as far as we feel like going and then camp as soon as we find a decent spot, flat spot to camp. We don't have to do specific miles and go to a specific place. But those are the rules in the Smokies. Ooh, look, there's wildlife. It's a green-horned monster. See it? Pretty spooky. Parts of the AT through the Smokies are horse trails. And at some of the shelters, they have hitching posts to tie the horses to, so you can stay at the shelter. It looks almost manicured It looks like somebody came and mowed the lawn. It's just beautiful through here. Definitely magical. This is my favorite part. The last 2 days, I think, of the Smokies have just been so beautiful, going through these big forests. So different from the hardwood forests that we mostly went through the first part of the Smokies. Forests are really thick through here. It's really dark. Little waterfall that's frozen that goes right across the trail. With that. A little bit of a view on the other side. This is a helicopter pad that we're on right here. Hear the owls? It's a barred owl. Not barn owl, but a barred owl. Looking back at the helicopter pad. There it is right there. That's where we came from. We've gone over those big mountains there today. This is looking back into North Carolina. Coming down finally off the mountains that we climbed today. And now we're out of the deep dark forest and back into rhododendron thickets. The views change very fast. It's just all so beautiful. Quite see down the ridge right here. Maybe you can hear. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see. The trail has narrowed a lot. Very pretty. Still following the ridge. We're not quite at the top. There's a little bit of a hill on the left side, but the right side's a drop off. And we're going downhill, which is nice too. We're a little over a mile from camp. Last mountain to climb. It's a good one. Kind of see some views out there. The scenery has changed again. these little white flowers. That's the North Carolina side. Here's the Tennessee side. We go this way to the shelter. A little ways off the path, the trail, but not terribly far in comparison to some of them. The shelters have been pretty full. A lot of people in them every night. Not totally full. Most of them will hold 12, and there's been like 8 or 10. And then a few tent campers nearby. This is what the shelter looks like. The view from the shelter, not bad.